Why do you need God when you have everything? And all of a sudden the spiritual door is swung open, people are interested in Buddhism, New Age, all this stuff. Gen Y, that door has slammed shut. I have spent the last 10 years pastorally caring for leaders, youth pastors who have reached 28, fallen apart, life's not what they want, and now they're sleeping with their boyfriend, girlfriend, doing drugs, going off to Europe to do whatever. All religions in the West are struggling to get males except for Islam.
Anyone working with Gen Ys, anyone trying to get commitment, struggles with this apathy and passivity. What are we going to do for leaders in the world? What are we going to do for leaders in the church? What is the future of the church?
You're getting about 30 or 40 books this afternoon that you don't have to read. Some people have described Gen Y as baby boomers on steroids.
They're using the internet more than they're watching TV. This is not just oh, they'd like to be famous one day. This is ingrained into their very understanding of what life is about. We are headed for an epidemic in depression.
The most powerful social creature to ever exist on earth is a 16-year-old girl at junior high school. Girls primarily buy clothes now, diet, put makeup on, get their hair done, not to impress boys, but to cement their place in the female hierarchy. What does it mean for us to be people of grace when we don't even talk about this? You have these overly emotional, almost feminised but not gay males who don't know what they feel. They don't know how to feel. There's no model for them. But then at the other extreme, where it's all about self-endangerment, I don't care, I've given up, and I'm just going to be a hoon. The people who they relate most to, they won't tell their parents this, but in many ways, on lots of research, their parents are their heroes. Watch the Australian Army ads at the moment. They're talking to their Gen Y experts. They tap into the history of the Anzacs. You know, you want to achieve. The American one's called an army of one. Army now, and no one's shooting anyone in army ads, by the way. You know, everyone's just helping, you know, refugee kids and putting back together houses in the Solomon Islands.
The oppressed, the poor, the homeless, all of those. How do I communicate that to a bunch of very wealthy young people when everything in their world and their culture says it's about you?
Their high religion is Christianity, but their folk religion, which gets them through the everyday, is really hyper-consumerism. The authority for Christian committed kids is no longer scripture, church, God, creed or community, it is self.
Who are the extremophiles in your ministry, your area, the youth that you work with, that can live and have a resilience and an initiative in very tough environments? Because these are your future leaders. So something that is countercultural, something that will actually be based on kingdom values, and something that is an adventure. We are wired for adventure.
I would rather kids going on crazy missions like I did when I was 18 to go and work in Los Angeles with inner city gangs. You know, and I'm from Mont Albert, so I had a lot of experience in that. We had the Mont Albert metalheads, you know, which were like 8 sort of, you know, kids from private schools who used to listen to Iron Maiden. That was, you know, the danger I had to deal with. But I found that my life was heading towards advertising industry, and in that encounter when I was 18, headed towards mission. Unless we give our kids a challenge, they're going to find it outside the church.
What is leadership at the end of the day? Because we need a totally different model of leadership. Do not look for normal leaders. We have been so busy raising leaders that we haven't raised disciples. Even if that means we only work with 3 people instead of 33 people, you will reap a much bigger harvest.
I'm a baby boomer and I've spent the whole time thinking I'm too old to be a youth leader. Well, maybe God has actually put me here because they do relate to me and I could never understand why.
I loved today because it kept, it pushed my buttons. It made me frustrated, it made me angry, it made me excited. And it gave me, I guess, a renewed passion or energy to keep pursuing this stuff and to actually do something about it.